I just have to say, why the is it that in every head and dojin do these armpits, tits, butt have steam coming out of them? You tell me.
They're hot.
Why?
Hot
Since
and
when does
regular.
your armpit breathe?
It smolders. Hydration.
You expect me to believe it that it goes.
Okay, this I would say is probably one of the most troubling questions, though surprisingly, it has also been one of the most simple and easy to answer questions I have ever thought of assigning myself to answer. It's a fair question, don't get me wrong. However, one needs to simply consider the factors, and the answer is found unexpectedly quickly. As it so happens, I was genuinely, absent-mindedly wandering through the digital informational and disinformational landscape known as the internet when I found this question, and I marveled at how this question never actually got a concrete solution, but also how easy of a question it is to answer, as stated previously. So why are anime specimens, and in particular, anime women, so steamy, particularly when engaging in sultry, and some may argue lewd acts? Are anime women simply, for lack of better words, just that hot? Well, you see, we need to first focus on the main unifying factor in this whole question, that being the steam. Steam, to put simply, is a liquid becoming vapor and turning gaseous as a result of liquid reaching a boiling temperature, usually called the boiling point. Different liquid turns gaseous at different temperatures. Now, it may not seem like it, but already we are making great strides in answering this question, as by keeping this particular enticing, though albeit underwhelming concept in mind, we need to figure out what is reaching such high tumultuous temperatures in coherence with this anime woman to emanate such a visibly gaseous, non-pungent, non-odoriferous steam, or so it would seem. What followed next was me diving headfirst into this trivial yet captivating subject of anime women being hot, temperature-wise. And then eventually, after 13.6 seconds, I reasoned the answer has to lay within the liquids, the fluids, the juices. So I researched into the various different liquids in the common human anime specimen body. I studied and theorized the potential boiling points of each and every one of them and factored in different things that could affect the boiling point, like age, eating habits, genetics. And then it was around this point I had to take a step back, and it's when I did that I realized I was, to put simply, making a big deal out of something extremely small. You see, I forgot to factor in the circumstantial variable that this takes place in, which would have saved me all the time I spent analyzing and testing different bodily liquids at different temperatures. But I digress. You see, this steamy reaction only tends to happen when engaged in sultry, hot, sock-wearing, sloppy, messy, sticky, icky, depraved activities. And then I realized what liquid or substance is most present on anime specimens when doing this activity. Sweat. Now, where is sweat typically found and produced? Why, all over the body. How unbearably fascinating. Because it just so happens that the question asked and presented entails the steam being produced and secreted in general all over the body. I needed to take a closer look at specimens undergoing this mysterious gas release, and upon close inspection, I realized the steam most often was present over glossy, sweaty skin. This was the one little detail that would solidify my reasoning and validate my significantly growing idea. This steam is being caused from sweat evaporation on the skin of anime women. This not only allowed me to answer the question, but permitted me to uncover a slice of knowledge no one has ever proposed, considered, or even talked about. Anime women are extremely hot. Hotter than you and me, or any other 3D human for that matter. However, not in the way you are likely thinking. Let me put this into perspective. Anime women are capable of engaging in lewd activities, and in doing so, cause their heart rate and body temperature and body heat to rise. Due to this, and the body heat of the other person, they begin to sweat, and this perspiration begins to glaze their body and build up. At some point, their body is going to get so hot, the very heat from their skin begins to simmer the sweat on their skin, and the sweat begins to evaporate, causing steam. And some might ask, how is that possible? If their skin gets so hot their sweat simmers, wouldn't that scald and burn them? A valid and exemplary question. However, the reason why it would seem is due to the proven fact by me that anime women tend to be very durable creatures. It's also important to remember that while they do share certain similarities with us, they are in many instances quite starkly unique and different. It would seem being extremely high is just one of them. How hot? Well, to put into perspective, the average human body of a low-level everyday human tends to be 97 to 99 degrees Fahrenheit. However, it varies from person to person. In order to simmer water, which sweat is significantly comprised of, it needs to be 180 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. That's one hot anime woman. Well, come to think of it, with this information, every woman is a hot anime woman. That really makes you wonder yet again if smashing an anime woman would even be worth it, because no matter what, you are going to get burned. They say don't stick yourself in crazy and don't put your hands in the fire, yet I feel that despite this, there are still likely going to be people willing to take that jump. All I really have to ask you is, do you believe that it is worth it? This seems to only be the case for primarily human anime women. Monster girls are an entirely different story. And with that, if you guys enjoyed this video, theoretically if you have watched this far then you do enjoy my videos, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, share this with your neighborhood high school teacher and your wife, or anybody who wishes to spread my undoubtable knowledge to. Remember to always do everything purely and solely and only for the purpose of science and the pursuit of knowledge, and I'll be back to answer another question not even scientists can answer. Bye.